everyone. I hope you're all well, and welcome to the final week of this term. And I'm so proud of you, as is Miss Evans, for your amazing maths work this term. So let's finish this maths term on a high. And we are continuing to think of subtraction, but we're thinking of the crossing 10 skill today. So, what do we already know about a 20 frame? Well, as you can see, when one frame is full, like so, when all the dots are in the frame or all the counters are in the frame, we know that this is already worth 10. So I wouldn't need to count each individual one, as I know if they're all full, I must have 10. And this part here, it says, do we count this part from 1 again? Well, no, I would put 10 in my head because I've got 10 here, 10, and then I would count on 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is a nice quick way to recognise the number 14. I've got 10 here and then 4 ones. So that's something we already know about a 20 frame. So we can easily take away from 10 as we know our number bonds, and they are going to help us subtract from teen numbers, so numbers from 11 to 20. On your pieces of paper in front of you, I want you to try and think of how many ways you can partition the number 5. So partitioning means splitting into 2 parts, like our part-whole model. So for example, we could do 1 here. So I've got 5 as my whole. If I already had 1, how many more would I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the other part is 4. Because I know 4 add 1 makes 5. I wonder if you can think of the other 2 ways. And I'll pause the video and then you can see if you are correct. Fantastic. So there are 2 other ways. I've got the 4 and the 1 here, but you could also have had 5 and 0, or 0 and 5, and 3 and 2. So now we're going to do the same challenge, but with 7. So there are 4 different ways we can partition 7. Excuse me. For example, you could have 6 here and 1 here. So I know if I had 6 in my head, 6, 7. So I wonder on your piece of paper if you can think of 3 more ways to partition the number 7. So 7 is your whole. Can you split it into 2 parts? What 2 numbers added together make 7? I'll give you another moment to have a go and pause the video here, and you can play in a moment to see. Fantastic, guys. So as you can see, these are the other ways. 0 and 7, the 1 and 6 again, 2 and 5, and 3 and 4. I wonder if you all managed to find all of those. I'm sure you did. So we are today thinking of subtracting 5 and 7 from teen numbers by partitioning them, which is why we've just done this little warm up. So the only numbers we are subtracting today are 5 and 7. So everybody should have, hopefully, their 2 tens frames, and you're going to need Lego, pasta, counters, whatever you've got to put in them. And I'm going to just talk you through how today's going to work. So you need to have the number you are subtracting from in your 20 frame. So the number we are subtracting from is 12. So right now, on your 2 tens frames, I would like you to do this with me. Can you count out 12 items and fill your frame? So I'm going to draw mine on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got 12 counters in my tens frames because I'm subtracting from 12. Okay, that's the first step. The second step is to remove the counters until you get to 10. So I know 10 is represented here. This is 10 because this is a tens frame and it is full. So this is 10. I want to get back to only these being full. Therefore, I am taking away 1, 2. So one of the parts is 2. And I'm going to cross that out in blue. but you would take those out of your frame. One of the parts is 2. So I've done that. I've taken away my counters to get back to 10, and I've written that number as one of my parts. So the next part says, what is the missing part? So 5 is my whole, and I've got 2 as one of the parts because I removed 2 counters to get me back to 10. However, I need to work out my missing part. The 2 is there because that's what I took away to get back to 10, and I now need to work out the missing part. So I'm going to put 2 in my head and count on until I get to 5, as that is the whole. 2 in my head, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the other part is 3. So I've worked out the missing part, which means now I need to take away the rest of this, which will give me my answer. So I now need to take away 3. Do it with me. Oh, they're all going to come away, so I'm going to rub them out instead. So, but you will move them out. I'm just going to rub them, okay? So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've taken away the missing part. The last part is to count how many are left, which will give me my answer. Count in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 12, take away 5 is 7. Brilliant job, guys. Moving on to the next one then. I wonder how many we need to have in our tens frame this time. What do you think? Brilliant. It is 11, and why is it 11? Because 11 is the number we are subtracting from. So brush off your tens frames, and we are now going to put in 11. 11 pieces of Lego, 11 pieces of pasta, whatever you've got with you. I'm going to do my dots again, and we're doing 11. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Right, let's tick that off. We've put all the counters in that we need. The next step, remove counters to get to 10. Again, I know this here represents 10. This is my tens frame and it is full. I want to get back to just this, which means I need to remove 1. So take 1 away, and I'm going to move that 1 here. And that becomes one of my parts. 1 is the part because I took 1 away to get back to 10. Now I want to work out my other part. Well, 5 is my whole, 1 is one part. 1 in your head, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. The other part is 4 because 1 and 4 make 5. The next thing we need to do is take away 4, the other part, because we've already taken away 1 to get to 10. So now we need to take away 4. I'm going to rub them out, but you move them. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant job. I've taken away this part, I've taken away this part, which means I've removed my 5, I've taken away 5. So now that's left is counting. Count with me. How many is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 11 take away 5 equals 6. Fantastic, guys. You're doing really well. Okay, brushing them off. Let's do this last one together so I know you are ready to rock and roll. So, how many need to be in my tens frame? 15. Why 15? 15 is the number we are subtracting from. 15 pasta pieces, Lego pieces, whatever you lovelies have got to hand, in they go. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Stop because I've reached my number here that I'm subtracting from. So we've put in the numbers that we need, the number of counters, because we needed 15 as that's the number we're subtracting from. The next step, I've got my 10 here. This represents 10 and I want to get back to 10. So the next step is remove all the counters until I'm back to just 10, which will be all of these here. And that makes one of my parts. How many do I have? Let's count. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the parts is 5 because I took away 5 from here to get back to my 10. So what is my other part? I want my whole to be 7. 5 in my head, I'm going to count on until I get to 7. 5 in my head, 5, 6, 7. The other part is fantastic. 5 is one part, 2 is the other. Next step is to take away that missing part. I need to take away 2 then. Are we ready? Remove your 2 with me as I rub mine out. 1, 2. We've taken away this part, we've taken away this part, which means we've taken away our whole of 7. Fantastic. So now all is left is to count. Count with me, count yours in your frame. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The whole is 8. The answer, sorry, not the whole, silly Miss Clark, marvellous mistake. The answer is 8. 15 take away 7 is 8. Brilliant job, guys. This information here to remind you, you can keep on the screen, but it is also included in today's activity. So here, just remind you of your steps. So the first step, 15 counters in your tens frame. Then take away until you get back to 10, which would leave you with 5 here. Then work out the other missing part, 5 in your head. Want to get to 7, 6, 7. The other missing part would be 2. Then you take your 2 away and then you count up how many you are left with. So you are doing that practically today for all 10 of these, filling in both of your parts and then your answer. So you will need the tens frame and your pasta or Lego pieces to complete that today, my lovelies. I hope you enjoyed today's input and I cannot wait to see, nor can Miss Evans, your amazing maths. Have a great Monday and I'm so proud of you. Bye guys.